Nah, Barcelona are done. There is no coming back from this. Finished, finito, in the mud. This club is in absolute ruins.
Messi y el PSG están muy cerca.
The Blaugrana have officially announced it was only rumors and speculation. Everyone thought that Messi was signing this brand new contract after winning the Copa America. He was happy to stay on. However, Barca continue to be one of the worst run clubs in the world, and financially, also thanks to La Liga's new rulings, they can't actually sustainably sign him on a brand new deal. Even though he was down to get a pay cut, a 50% decrease in wages, they still fumbled the bag. Now, you thought when they couldn't register their new signings this season, that was bad, but no, they've hit a brand new low because an elite club in Europe is going to sign one of the greatest players of our generation on a free. We might have had that scare last summer where Messi submitted a transfer request, but this time it's official. There is no way he's signing on a contract. Barca have said their farewells, and now it's time to rebuild for life after LIONEL. So BCHD is putting on his best Ronald Koeman impersonation and taking over the Camp Nou to inherit this massive challenge. It really is a shame to see one of footballing's giants, Spanish icons, Barca fall like this, but it is what it is. Financial mismanagement, so much drama behind the scenes when it comes to club presidents, the board sometimes having no idea what they're doing, overspending and overpaying for flops like Coutinho and Ousmane Dembele, and also overspending when it comes to negotiating contracts with players like Griezmann on 800k a week. There are issues in this team every direction we look. Now the club captain, the Argentine legend, we're gonna have to transfer list him. I just want to see what club offers come in. Will any team put a bid in for him as his contract expires this year? And of course, if we don't get those offers in, he's been released to the free agency, just like he is in real life, where any club now have the opportunity to pounce. If only they can pay his gargantuan wages. What's he getting paid now? 510k a week. That's only in career mode. I'm sure it's so much more in real life. Valued at 93 million pounds. How do we replace this man? He's an alien that has carried Barcelona for what feels like years now, rising up through La Masia and winning 6 Ballon d'Ors in the process. It's a player we're only going to see once in a lifetime. The kind of numbers or the achievements he has had throughout his career, it's not going to be replicated at Barca or any other team. Oh, he's a one club player as well. Okay, I'm expecting to see the one club player trait absolutely vanish come FIFA 22. That's the sad part about all this. I don't know if he's actually going to accept the move away, so we might just have to go ahead and release him, which is going to cost a hefty 12.7 million pounds. Despite Barca's financial troubles and a few free agents this season, we haven't updated the squad, so we're going to have to purchase their real life transfers with this current transfer budget, an absolute war chest of 180 million pounds. In our best efforts today, we're going to attempt to rebuild Barca without Lionel Messi. For the first time in over 11 years, they're going to have to do it without the Argentine in their starting 11. So in true Barca fashion, we're going to promote a youth team player. We've got an academy baller right here, Pedro Ortiz, who just ever so conveniently plays in one of Messi's positions, center forward. The homegrown talent is 17 years of age. Of course, he's Spanish. He doesn't fit that South American quota. Nonetheless, he's already a 68 overall, 74 to 94 potential at 6'3". He has a 5-star weak foot as well. Left-footed just like Messi, just realized that. And if we're to see a future Ballon d'Or winner arise from Barcelona in the future, it might be Pedro Ortiz. That's it. I'm convinced we're promoting him to the senior team, and hopefully in this rebuild, he can have the longevity and stick with us throughout the entire journey. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to feel sorry for Barca right now. They've kind of shot themselves in the foot, but what I gotta give to them is their smart summer transfer business. This year, they've absolutely hit it out of the park, signing a bunch of free transfers, one including Memphis Depay. He's joining his former national team coach Ronald Koeman here at the Camp Nou for 50 million pounds. We snagged him on a bit of a deal. It's a signing we have to make if we want to keep up this realism and try emulate the exact movements and business that Barca are doing in real life. About to approach his prime, the part-time rapper, ex-Manchester United player, will be joining us here at the Blaugrana, and just for that added bonus, we're deciding to gift him the famous number 10 jersey. Is he going to capitalize or fail under the pressure? We're about to find out. He did the exact same thing at United where he got that number 7 and didn't perform. It might be his time now to finally live up to expectations at a big boy club. Okay, here we go. We've received our first transfer offer for Lionel Messi, one of the favorites in real life, Manchester City. I love how all this news has broken out in like the last 48 hours. We've had utter silence for 2 weeks. Now major news is breaking out every other hour. It's absolutely insane, but they're trying to do a little bit of a swap deal here. I'm not going to heckle circle and negotiate with them because he's probably either Man City or PSG who end up landing him. £39.8 million plus Ilkay Gundogan. I'll take that considering our next best option was releasing him on a free, so I'm just going to get any kind of money I can for him. Gundogan's accepted the deal. We've been given the green lights and we can now go ahead with one click of a button and accept it. LIONEL heading the other way. Barca fans, say goodbye to Messi if you haven't already, because he's linking up with Pep Guardiola and reuniting in Manchester. It's a dream come true. The ex-Barcelona duo will be duking it out at the Etihad. I'd hate to see this, in all honesty. The Premier League is just going to be over before it starts. He's done it for the culture. Oil money has prevailed in this situation and Messi will be playing in the Premier League. Now he can finally have the opportunity to debunk the argument that he can't perform in other leagues. Under the manager that gave him the opportunity that really raised him to be a footballing king. Honestly, it just doesn't look right. This is the definition of a cursed image and they've given him the number 15 as well. The disrespect. Jack Grealish, Harry Kane, all I'm going to say is enjoy your spots on the bench because there is no way you're getting game time ahead of the GOAT himself. With Messi's gargantuan salary lifted off our wage bill, we now have about £192 million to try revive Barca at their current state, because right now things aren't looking good. This club is a shipwreck. I guess City might have been the first to pounce on the Messi situation. However, we get the last laugh because we have stolen their up-and-coming Spanish centre-back Eric Garcia, just like in real life. Not to the same extent where we've got him for a free, but £8.1 million, well under his valuation, as our brand new number 6 will be a centre-back for the future, and actually a great piece of business from Barca. I've got to give them credit where it's due. Imagine you're Sergio Aguero right now. The only reason why you've chosen to join Barcelona was to link up with your childhood friend Leo Messi. They've done it on the international stage. Now the 32-year-old finally thought it was time to do it at club level. His contract ran out at City and they got him on a free this summer. However, we've had to pay £62 million for him, and now I think Sergio is actually regretting his move. It's unforeseen circumstances. I don't think anyone saw this coming. It almost seemed like a done deal that Messi was going to stay on at least for another year, but shock horror, Aguero's going to have to do it all on his own. I can confirm this is the last Barca transfer or real life signing we have to follow. That blueprint is no longer relevant to us now because we've completed it. Emerson Royale is joining us. A nice little pickup. The Brazilian right back for £25 million, 78 overall. He is an exciting prospect. Don't really know how much game time he's going to get considering they've now switched to a 3 at the back formation, so I don't know how useful he's going to be. The Brazilian has Royal at the back of his jersey. I don't know what to make of that, but welcome on over. So just like that, the clearance sale begins. The deadwood is starting to be chopped off, and the first cab off the rank is Jordi Alba, possibly one of the most unrealistic signings ever. Real Madrid is going to purchase him for £49.5 million. I don't think he's going to be the most liked man in Barcelona after this move, as the 31-year-old is finally going to move on. I know he's been a long-serving member at the club, but with this brand new 3 at the back formation, I don't want Alba being my left winger, alright? Let's just leave it at that. Let's move on. In my personal opinion, I think we've recruited the best player Barcelona desperately need right now, especially in this new 3 at the back formation they're going into. It is a strong, a tall, a powerful defender, Kalidou Koulibaly. The Senegalese unit is arriving from Napoli for £78.8 million, and we had to do it in a swap deal, otherwise it was just going to be way too expensive. We included the injury-prone Frenchman Samuel Umtiti in the deal, and he is headed the other way to Naples, whilst we get one of the best centre-backs in the world. He's been one of Barca's most expensive transfers in recent years, and his return for the club hasn't been much. He's pretty much been a flop at the Camp Nou. It's Philippe Coutinho moving back to the Premier League. This time the Brazilian is not joining Liverpool. He'll be trying to restart his career over in the Midlands at Wolverhampton. Wolves have picked him up for £46.2 million, and we finally get him off the books. Talking about injury-prone players, it's another French departure, with Ousmane Dembele making the move to Spanish champions Atletico Madrid for £70.4 million. Exactly the kind of player you don't really want in career mode. Just some general housekeeping to keep track of. We've converted Memphis Depay into a left winger, training into becoming a winger again, which is where he originated his career from. He started out on the left, and now he's going to get to play there at Barca. And there we have yet another striker conversion. It is Antoine Griezmann, who will now be a fully fledged right winger. The recently declared Spaniard Aymeric Laporte has plied his trade in La Liga before for Athletic Bilbao, and now we have poached him again from Manchester City. It's another defender from Manchester, but in recent times he has switched from French to Spain, representing the national team at the Euros recently. And you know it had to be yet another cheeky swap deal. With a £68.8 million price tag, we had to throw in the aging Sergio Busquets, yet another long-time serving member of the club, but I think it's now time to finally move on. When you think of the best Spanish centre-backs ever, most of them played for Barca at one stage, so that's exactly exactly the kind of precedent we want to set here by signing up Aymeric Laporte. Alongside Aymeric Laporte's introduction, we have secured a deal for Marquinhos. Yes, I know you're probably thinking not another centre back. On surface level, he's a defender. However, I want to transition him over into a CDM. He can already play there. I want to train him to fill that Sergio Busquets role, as we've had to agree a deal with the Parisians for £108.5 million. It's going to eat up all of our transfer budget, but at least we're trying to knock PSG off their perch. They're trying to take over the world, and we've had to pay the big bucks for one of their best assets. There he is in Barcelona colours, easily our most expensive signing yet. Keep in mind, there's still more potential business to get done with player departures and sales to be confirmed. However, this is how the starting 11 is looking. It's shaping up to be a very different Barca. Of course, you've still got the OGs in there, like ter Stegen in net, Piqué the captain. On the other hand, though, the defense is looking so much more revitalized, reinforced with the additions of Koulibaly and Laporte. We've got Marquinhos. It's going to take a lot of training for him to become a competent CDM/centre mid. New boy Depay and Antoine Griezmann will be flanking the wings, as it's Agüero and Ortiz to be a strike partnership. It's the master and the apprentice leading the line up top. Let's see if the homegrown talents got what it takes in season 1. Junior Firpo, in real life, Barca have sold him off to Leeds, and we're going to follow suit here. Not selling him to Leeds, however, he's been picked up by Chelsea for £19.3 million. And of course, we're trying to mimic exactly what the club have achieved in real life, so he's had to be forced out the exit door. As much as we've had one of the busiest transfer windows in club history or in the world, the club is still very much in a transitional phase, losing one of their biggest stars. It's going to take a while for them to bounce back and start competing up at that elite level once again. £400 million in, £200 million out. The Blaugrana are entering uncharted territory as the fallen giants attempt to climb their way back up to football stardom. Given all the drastic wholesale changes, Barca aren't too far off back from the title. Of course, we've got Atletico really running away with it. Not even Real Madrid putting up a decent fight. The Blaugrana coming in second after Messi's departure. With one season, they can still survive without him. With Atletico nearly becoming Centurions, they're probably going to be our main rivals for the league, I'm going to assume. As we move down to the relegation zone, it is Cadiz, Huesca, and Elche all getting relegated. In the Supercopa de España, it was an El Clasico final. In a 5-goal thriller, saw a Messi-less Barca lose out 3-2. Switching over to the Copa de España, and they've gone a whole season without any silverware domestically, losing out to Real Madrid again in a round of 32 El Clasico 2-1. There was no Messi versus Ronaldo in this Champions League group stage. Here in Group G, Juventus finish out on top. Barca just qualifying second by 1 point. They took down Chelsea 4-3 on aggregate, and over in the quarterfinals, they were eliminated on away goals to the La Liga champions, Diego Simeone's Atletico 4-4. That is such a brutal outcome, as it went on to be Real Madrid's year with a 3-1 win over Dortmund in the final. I don't know what timeline we're in, but Spurs actually won a trophy. Enough clowning around, let's take a deep dive into the ins and outs of this Barca team. Who were the main performers? It wasn't much of a successful year or a season to get excited about, but a crucial campaign for the new boys and the signings to gel together, as Memphis Depay was the top goal scorer in his debut season at the Camp Nou. 23 goals and 10 assists, 33 goal contributions from the Dutchman. We've got Antoine Griezmann out on the right, so our two wingers that we converted had some of the greatest years ever. 16 goals and 3 assists from the Frenchman. We've got Pedri in midfield, growing a +5. He has now secured a first team starting spot with 11 goals and 6 assists, 82 rating for him. Frenkie de Jong, who was always going to be an absolute baller, and another fellow Dutchman in the side. Pedri's midfield partner with 10 goals and 6 assists in 50 appearances. Sergio Agüero actually let us down, and he's received a downgrade of -3, 6 goals and 2 assists in 32 appearances for the Argentine. Not what you want to see. However, the homegrown talent Pedro Ortiz, who could be the Spanish Messi, the next Messi, I don't know, +6 to his overall this year. The 17-year-old sees him grow to a 74 overall. Martin Braithwaite in off the bench. I know this guy is the biggest meme over in Denmark. However, 5 goals and 1 assist in 17 appearances for the Danish super sub is actually quite impressive. Marquinhos played a decent stint in midfield with 47 appearances. Hopefully we can get that converted next year. Ansu Fati also growing quite nicely, despite him only coming in off the bench and being a super sub. +3 for the Spaniard, who has got his whole career ahead of him. This roster is absolutely stacked, still with a team of 40 players. More wonder kids to return in season 2 and come back from their loan spells, as Marc-Andre ter Stegen with 1 assist and 20 clean sheets. Without Messi, the new king in town in terms of market valuation is going to be De Jong with an $119.5 million price tag. Absolutely sensational scenes. The Dutch midfield maestro literally loving life here in Spain. I actually find it hilarious how City, not even in their first starting 11, not even in the team sheet, they've got Messi in the lineup, as Mahrez takes that role at right wing. What is Pep Guardiola thinking? I actually want to check on over there to see if he got any game time and how his stats are looking after the move. It's his first season outside of Spain couldn't even manage to win the league, finishing runners-up to a century in Liverpool. With Messi at the club, they couldn't even manage winning the Carabao Cup nor the FA Cup, completely failing domestically and also in the European competition. They got knocked out pretty early in the round of 16. There might have been no silverware to celebrate this year, but on an individual basis, Messi in a brand new league, first time in his career out of Spain, he's adjusted quite well with 51 appearances, 21 goals and 10 assists. There's your question answered, folks. The number 15 can do it outside of La Liga, and he is produced here in the Prem. 31 goal contributions. He's definitely been in their starting lineup. I don't know why the team sheets haven't updated. He's taken a massive hit in terms of his financial value, now standing at £90 million on the dot. He's also been slapped with that -3 overall downgrade, now standing just at a 90. The question is, how long can he sustain this for? How many seasons of production is he going to give Pep Guardiola and Man City? Because they didn't win any titles this year, and it's probably one of his best seasons to date before he starts declining. So let's hop on back to Barcelona to continue the rebuild of his former club. Oh my goodness gracious me, what have we walked into here in season 2 with a brand new transfer budget of £300 million? What did we do to deserve that? After all the spending last year, the board have just found a new pot of gold and have awarded us with the resources to really do some damage. What a way to start off this purchasing spree here in our second campaign. We're spending more on our defense than some governments do on their nation. It is £137.1 million spent to bring Virgil van Dijk, a Ballon d'Or nominee, a fellow Dutchman who Barca just seemed to love. The synergy between the Dutch and Barcelona just go a long way back. There's a lot of history there, and we have single-handedly destroyed our transfer record for £137.1 million. Considered one of the world's best centre-backs, he'll be linking up with the likes of Laporte and Koulibaly, replacing the aging PK. Could he be a potential future captain? I guess we'll have to find out. My apologies, Aguero and Martin Braithwaite. No hard feelings, but we've got a brand new starting marksman in town, and that is Lautaro Martinez from Inter Milan. Inter seem to be in the mood recently, selling some of their best players, Hakimi and Lukaku, potentially out of the door, and it's another 9-figure transfer. Over £100 million splashed on a brand new number 9. Braithwaite really isn't good enough anymore. We need Ortiz to be partnered up with one of the best, and he's still ever so young, so he's got plenty of room to grow. Aguero's going to have to be relegated to sitting on the bench, kicking back, as we've got a goal-hungry Martinez ready to make his mark here at the Camp Nou. In what is possibly going to be our last acquisition of the window, we've gone hard and fast and spent pretty much the most of our resources on quality. Now we're going in for Dominik Szoboszlai. The Hungarian playmaker has been one of the most hyped up wonder kids in Europe. It's so unfortunate that he missed out on the Euros due to injury. However, we've cooked up a little bit of a swap deal here, trading over Emerson at plus £21.9 million to RB Leipzig. I feel like he's going to be a sensational addition to the midfield. Despite his vast competition at the club being far superior to him, I think he can get himself some decent game time and also grow as a player, if not become a first team starter in the future. Thanks to his versatility being played out in the left mid, possibly one day down the line he could compete with Ansu Fati for the starting spot. We've got a little bit of an update for our homegrown talent, Pedro Ortiz. We've tried to build the team around him. I fear now that we've got a couple more strikers involved that he's going to be excluded from the starting 11 because he can play at centre forward. So I've decided to give him a bit more versatility where he can either be deployed as a striker or centre forward. Now that he's 5-star, high attack and work rate, he'll be on a complete striker plan. Here's your look at our summer transfer roundup headed into season 2. We've only signed 3 players but spent £272 million. No sales whatsoever to report on. It's been a very egregious transfer window, spending the majority of our budget. Unfortunately, there is still some deadwood hanging around. However, we do secure the top transfer deal of the window with Van Dijk's move. There is your look at the new era Barcelona without LIONEL for the second year running. How are they going to cope without him for the second time around? Hopefully some new stars can step up to the plate and actually win some silverware to try get over this Messi hangover. Here we go. The La Liga campaign is looking a bit like this, with last season's European champions Real Madrid, our bitter rivals, finishing on top of the table with 99 points. Atletico were dethroned in second. However, in terms of our performance, we tried to, create our own way, path the future and a new era for the club, but it hasn't really gone to plan. Only with 76 points, still qualifying and being in the top 4, remaining competitive but not competitive enough. We want to be fighting for those big titles, and here in the Supercopa de España, finally, it's taken us 2 years, but we've got a piece of domestic silverware in our hands with a 2-1 win over Atletico in the final. The Blaugrana have something to celebrate about, as in the Copa de España, they couldn't make it all the way to the final, eliminated in the quarters to Atletico 2-0, so I guess they got their revenge. It was yet another entertaining season in the Champions League, being drawn into Group B with RB Leipzig, Atalanta and Copenhagen. The Barca boys finished in second, just qualifying with 10 points into the round of 16. 2015, they went and they took down Messi's Manchester City 3-2 on aggregate. Absolute scenes there. I mean, not that there's any spite involved or their hatred towards the man, but just what a storyline we've got going here. We have a quarterfinals victory against PSG. The two oil clubs right now that are in the driver's seat to sign Messi, they took them down 4-3 on aggregate, and in the semi-finals, it's been one of the hardest routes to the cup, but it's a 2-0 win over Bayern on aggregate to see them face Dortmund in the big dance. How did they do so poorly in La Liga and yet have a stellar Champions League campaign? I have no clue. I see it, but I don't believe it. The board slapped me with a 61 overall manager rating, and somehow this team has finessed their way into a major European final. Taking a glance over at the major performances this season before we get underway with the larger proceedings at hand. The final is awaiting us, but I've just got to see who are the main protagonists in this team. Of course, we've got Memphis Depay, the season 1 signing. He managed to bag 19 goals, getting himself 8 assists as well. That's 27 goal contributions, pretty neat in 56 appearances. We've got Pedri again with another midfield masterclass. This man just does not stop running. He does not stop playing. 17 goals and 10 assists, 27 goal involvements. And Pedro Ortiz, he has had the season of his life. Not only we gave him 5-star skills, we converted him into a striker, and we've seen the best of his game evolve right here with 8 overall points of upgrade. Standing at an 82 overall, 17 goals and 2 assists, was oh so close to being the club's top goal scorer at only 18 years of age, outscoring and outperforming the likes of Lautaro Martinez, who we brought in on a 9-figure basis. His price tag was extortionate, still providing 15 goals and 1 assist in 50 appearances. Sergio Aguero in off the bench, yet again slapped with another -3 downgrade. He's about to enter the 70s with 8 goals and 2 assists. Griezmann again matching those numbers with 8 goals and 2 from the right hand side, and Ilkay Gundogan from the middle with 6 goals and 5. We've got the captain Frenkie de Jong with 10 goal involvement, Sergio Roberto, who still proved to be a handy player. In Van Dijk's first season, he managed to score a goal. We've got Marquinhos successfully converted into a centre mid. The conversion has seen his overall spike up into the 91 range with a +3 upgrade, and the list of extras and background characters just continue to scroll down. As you can see right here, we've moved down to Ter Stegen with 24 clean sheets. The German stopper is unstoppable. With the likes of some ever-growing assets joining the squad, we have still Frenkie de Jong, the Dutchman, on top of the table. When it comes to valuation, the captain is unmatched with an £130 million price tag. Hands down, he has been one of Barca's best signings in a decade. We're still due to give Messi a visit and check in on his performance stats to see if he's still balling out for Man City under Pep. Downgraded to an 88 overall. It's a -2 for him this season, but in the meantime, we've got a European final to play. There are the starting lineups side by side, head to head, live at the Estadio Metropolitano. Imagine they can take it out on Atletico's own patch. It's probably going to go down as the biggest night in club history ever since that 2015 final against Juventus. There he is, Ortiz, the homegrown talent, Lautaro Martinez, that strike partnership leading the line. Dortmund defenders better be scared. Still without much Spanish success to boast about, underserved BCHD, it's only taken 2 transfer windows for them to be fighting for the Holy Grail again. Here we go then with a La Masia starter, a bunch of international superstars surrounding him. Let's get this one kicked off. Erling Haaland, you know what to do. Antoine Griezmann forced to track back. I'm sure he's going to be doing a lot of that tonight as Frenkie de Jong, the captain, tries to intercept the play. Julian Brandt gets taken down by Koulibaly. And now the counter-attack can start here with Ortiz. Ball over the top from Lautaro, who'll get a second bite of the cherry with Marquinhos' through ball. And there's no one there to support him. Waiting runners in the middle. And he goes for the Marquinhos option. We needed to find Lautaro in the middle. Again, this game has just been back and forth so far. The opening 10 minutes. And Dortmund showing no signs of sitting back. They're attacking too. Nice passage of passing play as Dortmund trying to build up possession. Here we go. They found an opening here with Erling Haaland. Our defense in 6s and 7s. They are split apart like the Red Sea, and the Norwegian takes full advantage. He's the babyface Terminator, and he's dropped the meditation celebration on us. This is the worst case scenario. Look at Van Dijk off his line. We've got Marquinhos all over the place. Koulibaly with no sense of direction whatsoever. Ter Stegen well beaten, and BVB find the opener. Julian Brandt ball over the top. They're just killing us with their width at the moment. That's one of the main weaknesses with a 3 at the back formation. I don't know how Barca are going to do it in real life, but here we go. Let's try to pull things off as Ortiz, one of the men that is making things happen right here with Antoine Griezmann. Cuts back inside, the Frenchman still waiting for runners in the middle. It's Frenkie de Jong, the captain, with our first major chance of the game, and it's a shot straight at the goalkeeper. He parries away for a corner. Tielemans, what a tackle from Marquinhos. That's why we converted him into a midfielder. And it's a defense-splitting ball to Lautaro. Back on the inside is Ortiz, who gets a touch on it. And it's enough to send it into the back of the net for the equaliser. The homegrown talent who has done it here, the teenager in the final. One of La Masia's finest has come through. And Barca's number 25 has latched onto it like a true poacher. A fox in the box, gets ahead of Hummel's clearance and nudges himself in front of the ball. He did everything for it. Or was it an own goal? Was it a deflection? I can't tell off the replay, but we don't care. The ball's in the back of the net, and Pedro has stepped up to the plate. His 6th goal. With 1 minute of stoppage time, there was no room to get a second, as we're in for a fiery second 45. I can see this one going the distance. That will be a free kick in a dangerous little area for them. What are they going to do here? They brought off Brandt. And from 28 yards, Haaland is going to go for it. Marco Reus substituted on. No, it's going to be out wide. Pedri stops that one. As again, they've still got the ball in the box. Memphis Depay threw on his defensive duties. And Ortiz, a nice little 1-2 with him and Pedri. Pedri with the through ball into Lautaro Martinez. And on this left-hand side, the space is opening up. Green grass to run onto here. Frenkie de Jong through to Antoine Griezmann. And that is a sweeping counter-attack from one end to the other. The experienced Frenchman knows how to score those. Dortmund couldn't get their players back soon enough. And we capitalised on that. A lovely little turn from de Jong. The vision to spot out Antoine Griezmann. And the finish was tidy past Mignolet. What's he doing in a Champions League final? Those two are happy as we take the lead for the first time in the match. Marco Reus tunneling forward as Dortmund now on the surge for the equaliser. We've got Jadon Sancho back to Marco Reus, inside to Albert Haaland, and oh my goodness me, just like that, they have found the equaliser, and it's been a quick response from the Norwegian. He's been absolutely unplayable tonight. Van Dijk has failed to keep him in his pocket, and one turn after the other, misjudged it. Ter Stegen hasn't even made a save. That's 2 shots on target for BVB, 2 goals. Out wide again. How is that not a foul? How is that not a foul, referee? Please let me know, because I'd love to hear your answer. Yet again, it is just an absolute midfield battle going on at the moment. Oh, lovely little steal from Marquinhos. A chip ball over through to Ortiz. He'll take it from outside the box. Mignolet with the save of the century. That ball was destined for the top left-hand corner. As the Belgian shot stopper parries away, we get another chance at the corner. A set-piece scenario. Virgil van Dijk, we need you here. The Dutchman can get his head on it. It's off the crossbar. Lautaro Martinez will get the rebound. And the Argentine, with 13 minutes left on the clock, might have secured it. It's our 3rd goal. The 5th goal of the match. This has taken so many unexpected twists and turns, but it's been a ripper of a Champions League final so far. We've capitalised on the set piece. Van Dijk, it was off the crossbar. The audacity to chest the ball straight off the woodwork and with a volley. Oh my goodness me. That's the world-class ability we paid the big bucks for. Lautaro with a cool, calm finish into an empty net. Our number 9 comes out and puts us into the lead. For how long, I'm not sure. Got Lautaro again. Marquinhos can send through Ortiz, and all of a sudden, Dortmund's defense don't know what to do with him. The Spaniard cuts inside, tries to find the through ball, passes to himself, and now Frenkie de Jong with the long shot. Bombardment from Barca so far, as Lautaro cuts back, attempting to find his 2nd. He sees Haaland in the space. Rafael Guerreiro outside to Bellingham. They've got 2 minutes left of stoppage time. Can we prevent this from going into extra time? And try and clear it away, Marquinhos. I'm trying to select a player. Erling Haaland with the chance for the hat-trick. And Ter Stegen, he's made the first save of the match. And what a time to do it. Denying them of sending the game into extra time. And Haaland's been denied. Has the goalkeeper come up for this one? I'm not quite sure. No, he hasn't. And they've got a corner. One last chance. We need to clear this away. Jadon Sancho, big header. It's a clearance still needed. And again, Ter Stegen, come out and claim it. There we go. That is full time. Ter Stegen, the hero, in the last 2 minutes as we claim a victory in one of the craziest Champions League finals I've played. Haaland, the absolute machine, couldn't be stopped. However, we prevailed with both our strikers on the scoreboard and the club's first Champions League win since 2015. They're crowned champions of Europe again. The Barca boys can celebrate. The fans go wild. And here on the league winners' home turf, the Estadio Metropolitano, it was a Spanish final. The new era of Barcelona come through without Lionel Messi. They aren't missing him one bit. As the new captain, the Dutchman will lift up the trophy. The Big Ears Cup is headed back to the Camp Nou. What a feeling. And there's not going to be much sleep for those supporters tonight. Let the party commence. There were way too many Champions League heartbreaks over the years. The loss to Liverpool, the Roma comeback. They've been through enough over the years, man. It's finally time for them to get their coveted prize. Whilst his former employer lawyers are off partying until Season 3 commences, we're going to go ahead and take a cheeky sneak peek at Man City and their performances this year. They've actually won the league. Messi has won a piece of silverware in England. You love to see it. I mean, Man City winning everything though, it gets quite boring, it gets repetitive. However, the citizens have invested, all the oil money has paid off, and they've gone ahead and won the treble. Community Shield, Premier League, FA Cup. Did they go ahead and do the quadruple? And no, they didn't. It couldn't be done as they were knocked out in the semi-finals to Spurs. We all know they got humiliated by Barca in the round of 16 of the Champions League. So, did he put up an even better season than last time out? With that -2 downgraded at an 88, the 34-year-old has had 60 appearances, more than Season 1 if I can remember correctly. Dropping an average 7.3 match rating, he scored 15 goals and 12 assists. That's 27 goal involvements in all competitions. His performances, in all honesty, haven't really dropped off. If not, they've pretty much stayed the same. He's the king of consistency. However, I know how career mode works. It's going to be a short-term high. As soon as he hits 35, that is where you're going to see the major decline, as he's now worth 68 million pounds. That's his price tag, and he's also received such a harsh pay cut. He was getting paid like 500k a week at Barca. Now at City, the richest team in the world, he's getting paid 260k. Becoming the champions of Europe is all well and good and all. However, Koeman's Barca want to take over the domestic leagues. La Liga, you're up next to be conquered. Now, thanks to all the hard work we've been able to pull off in previous seasons' transfer windows, I think it's now time for me to kick back, just relax and watch the squad do their thing. We've built up one of the perfect teams, and I think they've got exactly what it takes to win the league. If they can go ahead and win the Champions League, this is a squad destined for domestic success as well. So let's simulate this season with no transfer action and see how they go. It turns out that Barca could be more successful trophy-wise in these last 3 seasons than they have been in the last 3 seasons with Messi. Someone figure that out for me. I'm not going to do the calculations, but they've become centurions in our 3rd campaign, garnering over 101 points, beating out Atletico Madrid to the title, Real Madrid down in 3rd. It's well and truly a 3-horse race for the title, which they came out on top in. What a season performance, and they finally can clutch a hold of that La Liga title. Again, they've done it in the Supercopa, this time winning in dramatic fashion on penalties to Atletico Madrid, getting their well-deserved revenge as they continue to be successful, taking down trophy after trophy. But the competition that's evaded them throughout this so far is the Copa de España, as they were eliminated in the semis on away goals. It ended up being Levante's to win 4-3 against Atletico. Over in the UEFA Super Cup, they claimed their 3rd piece of silverware this season. Up against Manchester United, it was a 3-1 win against the Europa League winners. Now, could they go ahead and go back-to-back? Barcelona finishing on top of Group H here as they were drawn in against Monaco, Wolfsburg, and Shakhtar Donetsk. It was a pretty comfortable 3-0 win for Barca in the round of 16 against RB Leipzig. On aggregate, they destroyed them. Just like yet another German opponent, Bayern Munich, they took them down 4-2. And in the semis, this is where Messi and City got their revenge. He can't win all the battles as Messi goes on to win his last Champions League. You'd think of his career at 35 years of age. He did what he did best and took the dub against Real Madrid. Before we send off and honor the team we built in Spain, we'll take a look at one of Messi's last professional seasons at Man City, winning the league again, going back-to-back, taking home the Community Shield 1-0 against Chelsea in the final. And again, they have nearly done the clean sweep as Liverpool take home the FA Cup in the Carabao. They were unsuccessful. However, the European English Premier League champions, they've done it all with an 86 rated Messi, starting at right wing. He doesn't even fit on the first page. He's all the way down here in the roster. How much of a role did he play, as he's been at the club since 2020, and you can start to see the decline. Ferran Torres has overtaken him in the starting 11, definitely outperforming him too, as his game time has been slashed in half from 60 appearances last time out. Now he's gone down to 25. 4 goals and 2 assists for City's number 15 with an average match rating of 6.7. He wins, what is it now, his 4th Champions League title of his career, still maintaining a pretty high price tag. I don't see them selling him anytime soon, valued at £77.5 million, receiving yet another pay cut. But Pep Guardiola's got to keep his man for 3 seasons. The longer it's gone on, the more success they've found. It's a mutual exchange. We got to have our fun and success without Messi, and he also got to win a couple of trophies over in England without us. It's been a short-term project, but that's all you need when you're dealing with the best. 3 seasons for glory. We'll take one last look at the performances, and Memphis Depay has fitted in so well, being an absolute pleasure to work with. Now up to a 92 overall, receiving a +4 upgrade, 31 goals and 9 assists, 40 goal involvements. The Dutchman has hit his peak at his original position of left wing. We've got Lautaro Martinez back involved in the goals. Our number 9 hitting the 90 overall, reaching 26 goals this season and 1 assist. Pedro Ortiz found the back of the net 15 times in 16 appearances, and Pedri continues on his midfield rampage with 8 goals and 11 assists. Frenkie de Jong, the captain, season got himself an impressive 14 assists with 7 goals. It was 7 goal contributions from Virgil van Dijk, Marquinhos from central mid with 4 goals and 12. So I'll let you guys take a quick glance at the rest of the performances. What a year it has been. We've been able to transition a fallen giant out of their biggest crisis in years, signing the right players, selling the dead wood when they're no longer used to us. We had a very strategic outlook on things, and here is your 35-man squad. Barcelona have been built back to their best. Without a 6-time Ballon d'Or winner, they've been able to do it. Champions of Spain, champions of Europe. What more do you want? Hopefully you guys did go ahead and enjoy that one. Let me know down in the comments below, where do you think Lionel Messi is heading? Man City, PSG, Chelsea? His options are wide open this summer. If you made it this far, drop the video a like, hit subscribe if you're new around here. Follow all my socials linked down in the description below. As always, I've been Sir BCHD. Have a great day, and I'll catch you all in the very next video.